Welcome back to our channel. Today, we're diving into the world of science with some truly bizarre experiments that have left researchers scratching their heads. From mind-bending psychology tests to unconventional medical trials, these experiments push the boundaries of what we thought was possible. So buckle up and get ready to explore 5 weird science experiments that will leave you fascinated and maybe a bit puzzled. Fact number 1. The monster study. Our first experiment takes us back to the 1930s at the University of Iowa, where a controversial study known as the monster study was conducted. Psychologist Wendell Johnson and his team aimed to investigate the causes of stuttering by conducting an experiment on orphans. Half of the children were given positive speech therapy, while the other half received negative therapy, essentially being told their speech was defective. The results sparked outrage and ethical debates, highlighting the profound impact of language on psychological development. Fact number 2. The Stanford Prison Experiment. Moving on to the 1970s, we encounter the infamous Stanford Prison Experiment. Psychologist Philip Zimbardo wanted to study the psychological effects of becoming a prisoner or prison guard. Volunteers were randomly assigned roles and placed in a simulated prison environment. What began as a 2-week study had to be stopped after just 6 days due to the extreme behavior exhibited by participants, guards becoming sadistic and prisoners showing signs of severe distress. This experiment continues to be a cautionary tale about the power of situational forces on human behavior. Fact number 3. Robert Cornish and the reanimation of dead dogs. In the 1930s, scientist Robert Cornish became obsessed with the idea of reanimating the dead. He conducted a series of experiments where he attempted to revive dead dogs using a mixture of adrenaline and anticoagulants, followed by a seesaw-like mechanism to manually pump their hearts. Remarkably, some of the dogs briefly showed signs of life, with their hearts beating and pupils dilating. While these experiments were controversial and ultimately unsuccessful in achieving full revival, they sparked interest in resuscitation research that continues today. Fact number 4. The Milgram Experiment. Now, let's explore the Milgram Experiment from the early 1960s, designed by psychologist Stanley Milgram to study obedience to authority figures. Participants were instructed to administer increasingly severe electric shocks to a person in another room, who was actually an actor pretending to be shocked, whenever they answered questions incorrectly. Shockingly, despite signs of distress from the victim, many participants continued to obey the experimenter's commands, illustrating the power of authority and social conformity in influencing behavior. Fact number 5. The Self-Perception Theory by Daryl Bem. Finally, let's discuss Daryl Bem's self-perception theory experiment from 1972, which challenged traditional views on how we form attitudes. Bem conducted experiments where participants were asked to perform tasks that conflicted with their personal beliefs. Instead of feeling cognitive dissonance, as predicted by earlier theories, participants reported adjusting their attitudes to align with their behavior. This research paved the way for understanding how our actions shape our beliefs and perceptions. And there you have it. 5 truly bizarre science experiments that have both fascinated and stirred controversy throughout history. These experiments remind us of the ethical boundaries and profound insights that can be gained from pushing the limits of scientific inquiry. Which experiment surprised you the most? Let us know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell for more intriguing content. Until next time, stay curious and keep exploring the weird and wonderful world of science.